Hi there, Retro Tech Ralph here. Now, not a new project, I'm going to continue with a project, which is my 1040 STF/M. So, I'm going to do a modification. I've not seen videos for this. I'm trying to look on Google for help on exactly how to do this. Now, if I had a cable spare, you'd notice that the STs had the joystick port underneath, which was absolute pain in the arse because there's not really much room underneath here to get a cable under. So you'd always end up getting the extension, which are about that long, which would plug on one side and the socket on the other, which is fine, which extended it out to down here, which you could unplug, plug in if you wanted two joysticks. You want to put joystick in joystick 1 instead of the mouse being there, which was fine. But what Atari never did, apart from on the STEs as an afterthought, was put two Jaguar ports on the side, which they weren't the standard, the RS-232s, the 9 pins. They didn't put them on, so you could use any old joystick which came from the old Ataris up to the Mega Drives, up to beyond all the quick shot stuff. You couldn't put them in, so you have to only put the Jaguar stuff, which were 15 pins. Same sort of design, but 15 pins, and you couldn't. It kind of made Atari use their own stuff, which good marketing, but in retrospect, for the past, thanks a bloody lot, because Jack Tremel took over Atari. Arse. But other than that, he left us with this. Or whoever it was left it with this. So now what I'm going to do with this, some people have added on. Inside of here is the knob for the GoTech, which turns around, press in. I've seen Back Office Show do a port, put it instead of where that is, and have one joystick port, which you can use the mouse, so you can at least take out the mouse for the joystick on the side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to put two down this side. I'm right-handed, so for me this is a perfect mod. If I can put two here, underneath the keyboard here is where the original two joystick ports are, which makes it easy to put things in for if you're that way. But what I'm going to do is try and move them, or actually I'm going to extend them from underneath here, put them to the side. So I'll explain in a second. Give me a sec. I'll just take these to pieces and get the keyboard out. Right, keyboard. So, standard Atari ST keyboard. You flip it over, and there is your two ports there, which are underneath here, right? So you'd put your joystick extenders in, plug it into here because that's underneath there, and you'd extend them out with the two cables hanging out here. Now what I want to do is put two cables along here where my fingers are, but extend them from these. So these will kind of come, that will be there, and bring them along this channel here to on this part of the plastic here. It might not work because you've got, it's quite a thick plastic here. So if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Then I've just ruined the case. So I'm going to get on with this. I need to start measuring out and start cutting a couple of bits. I would like to have put it on the back. I mean, there's plenty of space on the back here, but I don't know. Two there would have been absolutely stunning, but if you look on here, there's a line there and a line there, which are specifically for the RF modulator. It wouldn't fit there because all the rest of the boxing gubbins is there. I could probably put one here, or maybe even put one on the side here, or two on the side here, because everything could come out then. That would probably be the easiest part on here. Yeah, I know it's yellowed. Don't care, that's for a future project. I need to give a little bit of advice from people who know what they're doing on retro brighting. Maybe even take the case down to them and let them do it for me. because I don't know whether I trust myself to do it. But that's for a project for next weekend. So what I'm going to do now is strip this down, or at least start cutting the case and find out what the optimum part is. Maybe even down here would be a good idea to put joystick ports. Maybe to plug. Maybe not. Let's see what I can do. Right, we have mutilated the ST. We have two beautiful holes in the side here. I am not an artist. I have measured out. There's a gap. There's a support here where the keyboard sits on, right there, and there, and there. Now these are hopefully solderable connectors. And to be honest, right, as you look in the left hole, it's not perfect, but I can work on that. It needs a little bit more trimming to make it flush, right, to make it in out over. That is a tough hole to push out from the other side. Maybe it just needs a little more sanding down, but I don't want it too much to so it will be in, out, and then I have to reinforce it on the side. I don't fully want a socket that will have this. I might end up with it, but the socket being sat there and screw through there, screw through there. But what my biggest problem is once these are soldered in place, this is going to be an absolute nightmare to mount because it's so tight. But once it's in, it'll be so much worth it. I mean, this is probably why they never had side-mounted joystick ports, because it just doesn't fit. And easiest case would be to cut away this plastic here, which I don't really want to do. So let's try. I used to work in plastic, and I'm not keen on doing this now because it's cold in here. If it's warmer, I'll be happier. Yeah, that will go in there, but I'm not leaving it there because that's too much strain on the side. This one is going to be an absolute nightmare to get in there, so I have to go kind of in, down, on. But once it's in place, we'll have enough room for the cables. Let me zoom in a little bit. There you go. Pretty fingers, because that will be mounted. Right, that one will be mounted kind of in that position. If you've got no room between the plastic, so I'm after the cables going upwards, and then I can bend them round. I have got some cable already, which is part of a ribbon cable. Yeah, sorry, wide. Come out, come out, come out. There you go. Ribbon cable. There's 9 strands on each one of these, and that should be enough to try and weld in, for God's sake. Yeah, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. It's just wide enough and all. But I must do them going down, or at least this port. So the wire will come up, round, and underneath here, and possibly maybe glue them to this part here, where the cables come in. So they can come underneath with a a female socket, which will then plug in directly to the keyboard. I might have enough cable on here. I might use the entire lot of this cable, because from there, let's have a think, there to there to there is fine, but to put that there is stupid. So that will go, oh, look at this, split in two. That into the socket there with all this cable hidden, maybe wrapped inside there, to then solder in to there. You know what I mean? So there's enough cable just looking tight there. Actually, I won't glue that into there. I might even glue it onto the keyboard bottom. So that plugs into the keyboard. via the male sockets, yeah, female sockets, which then when I take the keyboard off, we'll still be able to extend that far, which is quite a long way to be able to then unconnect it, and then keyboard is fully out, which makes this keyboard then fully wire free, because I've already done the modification on that, which was unintentional. It just fell off, honest gov. So it would be easier to possibly take off these fully and put a 10-pin socket on there. Well, 9 pins of a 10-pin sidewards. Where are we? These sort of mounted connectors. So I'd have to have 2 rows, a 5 and a 4, which could work, and then go directly to the back of this. But I still want to keep it as authentic as possible. Yes, drilling 2 holes in the side of it doesn't make it authentic. So this is going to be an ongoing project. So what I need to do is, let me cables, there we go, is on 2 of these, on the male ones, one maybe that way, and the other one that way, and then I can bend over that way so it'll go away from this. I'll probably end up hot gluing this slot in. So I've had a one for the long one for the first connector there for the first cable, second one will go down to here, third up here, fourth, fifth, seventh, ninth, and I'll bend the end of that one. Okay, I've got plenty of these. I've even got blue ones. Hooray! I got a bag of 10 of these, so I can use any either blues, whites. I'm a Sheffield person, so blue and white wouldn't go too bad. But then again, neither would black and white. I don't even care. I'm not a football fan, but who gives a monkeys? So, let's see what. Oh, they're strong. So let's see what happens, and I'll get back to you. We're doing a little bit of soldering. Right, halfway, well, nearly halfway through making the extension cables. I mean, it's not my best work, but it does seem to be sufficient. I have to make the 3 shorter ones go that way. Right, so what I do is seal this in on the back. So I'm going to push these in from the inside, and please wish me luck, because they're going to go with the cable up. I can fold it afterwards to go along the side, because these are the connectors for inside the keyboard, because the female, so the cable goes on the top, close it can. So I'm going to seal this in with hot glue, not too much, and I have got some modifications I need to do to the ST later on for the but they did the hot glue upgrade thing, because I was just paranoid about the power supply touching each other on the power supply for the Gotek. I have some heat shrink cable. They're going on later, so that will get modded when I get round to it rather soon. So these are first, obviously, because I've already destroyed the case, so I need to keep on with that one. So I'll get on with this, get it glued, and I'll get back to you in a second again. Right, this is a little while later, shall we say. Right, I have got what I think is the best option for me. The female sockets. Come on, focus in, you little stuffer. Yeah, you know what a female socket looks like. This will go into the keyboard and the ribbon cable over the top. Not as much glue as what I usually do. Nice and solid and done, covering everything in. This will now go into the Atari ST and come out with the male connector, and then hopefully mount on the side of the ST. Same with the other one. It's not a little bit of tidy up, nothing. The top side of the ST. It's the cable, like I said, the cable's going to go down. Probably going to fold it like that, come along, and then come into the back of the keyboard like so. Right. I've seen Dr. A do this on his. I just realised, will this actually go next to side by side? Oh, okay, yep. So these two will go inside and then mount, and then through the, all being well, through the side of the ST. But that's the next level. Like I say, this is a removable part. The holes in the side of the ST are not removable. They are there. Simple as. I kind of thought of putting these into the other side of this board, but this is a pain in the arse board to take out. So little suckers and the contacts, it's an absolute pain, but not impossible to do. I've seen worse, a lot worse. But this is, it don't work fine. It comes out. I've got a standard STF/M, but I think this is going to work. If they go out there, they're going to be in there like that. The case will clamp down, and that will be out of the way because these are as thin. I can get thinner. I can use the 80 strand ribbon cables, but they are far too thin. I would break them because I am not that good at soldering. But that looked good to me. That looked really good to me. And then out, done, happy. Done. Very happy. So I'm going to try that later. For the minute, yeah. Let's get on with this, and we'll try to see this mount. It mounts. Worst case, I can't mount one of these. I'll have to cut into the bottom of the case. That's not the end of the world. I'll be as careful as I can, because where these will come out of, I've done really well, I think, to do it as best I can. So another jump cut. Well, to be honest, it's another jump cut till tomorrow, but at the minute I'm going to continue with the video, but it's going to be tomorrow. So yeah, bear with me. It makes sense because now's now, and tomorrow will be when I catch up on this, but it'll be the same video. But yeah, bear with me. I'll get on with this in a second. Good God, that's an awkward bloody thing to do. I can see why other people don't do this. Right, we're in. The hole's done. Both the ports are there. Let's see if I can zoom you in. Oh, barely. That'll do. Yep, zoom out. So they're from the inside. I can push there and they will... Oh, that's hard to push it in. But the cables for this one run there and down for this one here. So whichever port that goes in, that's the left one. And the other cable comes out here and it's just there. So what my plan is, hide the cables underneath here somehow, put a little bit sticking through. Well, that way around. And plug it into the keyboard. I can plug this in afterwards. The cable's hidden, cable's out of the way, fine. But it does also give me, so we're just showing then, the, let's get it out a bit. In out, in out. Come on, shake it. Once these are connected underneath here, like so, once I take the keyboard off, I have that much space in case I get the keyboard out of the way. Probably similar to the amount of cable from the actual keyboard itself. So I've got that same amount again. What I'm going to do is these are going to be hot glued in as best I can to prevent any in-out sort of knackering up from it. But I'm actually, it's gone well. But I've had to cut into here. You will probably see this from underneath, which is a shame, but I can always put something in place for that. Maybe just, yeah, I can try and fill this in as best I can to make sure this isn't going to go, because this is going to be a permanent upgrade. As long as I haven't broken the cables off. That it's going to be there, and it's just going to be, yeah, properly welded in place. So I'm going to stick that up like that and hot glue everything in place. No, hot glue isn't the solution for everything, but it is liquid plastic, so it will work for this. That's good, that's out there. Then hopefully, once this is done, we'll be rocking. What I say in here, what is actually showing will be that. If you can tell that, it'll show the back of this, but I can put a piece of similar colour tape on the inside of this. It's underneath it anyway, so it's a good little upgrade to do. But it does mean defacing your ST, but I think it's possibly worth it. I know there's the extender cables, which I have a set of, but this is my upgrade, this is my balls up, this is my ST. So, done. So let me get on with gluing this, and I'll get back to you in a second. Okay, gluing done. Now, not a bad job myself. Blue tape on there. That's to try and keep this flat edge here. I might actually paint that, just to try and hide it. If not, I'll just put a layer of tape when I get something that sort of colour. Masking tape's not exactly the same, but it's as near as damn it. But might just do something like that. It's hidden, so it's a project for another time. We may well just get some beige paint and just paint the inside of it, which is another option as well, just to hide everything in. I mean, that's rock solid. There's no play at all on there. So joystick ports side mounted, what Atari didn't think of doing. So let's have a go. Let's have a go at putting this back together and see what I can do now. What I've also forgot to tell you is that I finally got some heat shrink cable. So they're on there, look a lot bloody better them. The problem is that the one, like I said before, one cable looked like it was different material. There might have been a nickel or something it doesn't want to solder to. So that's back on. That looks better than the crap. That was the hot glue. Oh, look out for a good shot. There you go. Yeah, I love it, that. I'm impressed with that. So they're in the right place. That should power up. I'm going to get this keyboard on, these in, and start testing to see whether or not it works. Whether or not I'm going to start chiseling away all this lot. But it should work, all being well. Okay, bit of testing done. Gore-Tex on, Gore-Tex working. These cables were absolutely perfect. Going on, everything's lights up, everything works perfect. Side mounted joystick ports are an absolute dream. That one's a little bit stiff, but it was a little bit awkward to get in. But they are rock solid, they ain't going nowhere. I'm quite happy with that. I thought actually putting the keyboard on here would have been a bit of a problem with it being mounted on there, but it kind of fits. It goes in one way and stays there. That's really in solid. That's giving a bit more extra support on that corner. So yeah, job done. Side mounted joysticks really working well. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. So upgrade finished. If you want to have a go at this yourself, please have a go. I probably wouldn't recommend doing it exactly there. I mean, there's maybe just a side there where it works too. You could put one there which was tricky-ish, but not impossible to get in, and maybe one along the side. But I wanted mine to be side by side, as level as possible. But yeah, I mean, the screen's working okay. Computer's working fine. That's scrolling away with the when there was and that was discs. The Automation 21. So yeah, quite happy with that. Blue and my red LEDs on the side of there, all spot on. Now I need to get this back together and done, but there's no need for you to see that. You've seen that in another video anyway. So thanks for watching. This is absolute, I'm really happy with it on that side of there now. It's really worked well. So thanks for watching anyway. I'm going to electrocute myself when I take this off. So please like, subscribe. If you want any info on how I did this, give us a message on Twitter, Facebook, Discord, usually in the Retro Man Caves Discord channel, if not the Back Office Shows Discord channel. Consider Patreon. Give me some donating. I've got rewards and stuff anyway, so if you want to be a long time helper to the channel, then that's really good, and I can do extra stuff, getting new projects into the garage. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you a lot in the next video. Bye bye. Right, this is the final confessional. This is in. This is done. This is on the side. This is the cable, and I'm not moving anything. Hands in here. Move the mouse. Mouse move around. I actually wired up the first port wrong. It was actually backwards, so it wouldn't actually move the mouse. Rewired it the other way around. Basically, just whatever wires, cut them, turn them all around. It works fine. So yeah, it does work. It worked perfect. So we have 2 working side-mounted joystick ports for the Atari ST. Winner. Thank you.